All right, so for number 4, we know that we have to complete the table to show equivalent ratios representing a cost of $8 for every 3 boxes. So we know that if we have 3 boxes and it equals 8, we know that each time it's going to double or triple in this case. So 3 times 2 is 6, so we know that if we have 6, we have to double the 8, and that's going to get us 16. So 9 and 24. So in this case, we know that the next one is going to be 12, and the next one is going to be 32. Because we know that it's multiplying by 2, 3, 4. And now we go down one more, that's 15, and we know that 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. So for this next one, we have to plot the 3 points. So we have to plot 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9, 12 on the graph. So we're going to go to 3. We're going to go on the X line right here. And we're going to go 3, which will be right there, and up 4. So we're going to get 1 right there. We have 6, 8, so we go 6, up to 8, right there. And then 9, which is in the middle, up to 12. That's going to give us that line right here. So we have to find the graph to find the number of nonfiction books purchased if 10 fiction books are purchased. So if we have 10 fiction books, we go up, we're going to go from there to see how many are purchased. So we can see that in this we have 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, and we have to keep going. So if we keep using what we have here, we know that the next one is going to be 12, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So we know it can't quite be 12. So if we have 10, we start at 10, and we go all the way up, going that way. We will know that this will land a little bit in between 10 and 13. So it should keep going at a diagonal. All right, so for number 6, we can see that it continues to go up every time. So if we know if we have 2, it's going to give us 3. If we have 4, it's going to give us 6. So now we know if we have 6, it's going to give us 9. So now we want to graph it. So we have 2, we go up 3, that's going to get us right there. If we have 4, that's going to bring us up to 6, that's going to get us right here. And if we have 6, which is going to be right about here, and we go all the way up to 9, just have to estimate where it is because it doesn't have exact numbers. It's going to get you there. So for number 7, we know that we have 5 and 2 and 25 and 10. Do this. We know that 5 times 2 is 10, so it's going up by 2, and we know if we do the next one, we can do 5 times 3. That'll give us 15, and 2 times 3, and that'll give us 6. Now we just have to graph it. So if I go 5 up to 2, we'll put it there, and then 25, which is about here, up to 10, and then 15. And 6, we'll do 15 here, up to 6 here. So it should look like that. So for number 8, we know a student runs 2 minutes for every 10 minutes she walks. So we know that 2 goes with 10. If we double it, it goes 4 and 20, and then 6 and 30. And now we have to graph it. So we have 2 and 10, 4 and 20, and 6 and 30. So for part B, it's asking how long would the student walk if she runs for 7 minutes. So we know that if we kept going, it would be 8 and 40. So we know that 7 would have to go in the middle. And since the ratio is 2 to 10, we can just cut that in half. And it would be, if she runs for 7 minutes, that means she would walk for 35 minutes. So for number 9, we know a car magazine reports the number of miles driven for different amounts of gas for 3 cars. Which car is farthest on 1 gallon of gas. So we know that for car C, it has 3 gallons of gas for every 81 miles. So we can take 81, divide that by 3, and that gets us to 27. So it drives 27 miles on 1 gallon. And so then for car B, we know that it travels 140 miles for every 5 gallons. So we can divide that again. And that gets us to 28 gallons, or 28 miles per 1 gallon. And then if we go up to the table to fill it in, one easy way we can do it is we can take these. So we know blank and write it as a ratio. So blank over 4 equals 200 over 8. So we know that 4 times 2 equals 8. So 200 divided by 2, since we multiplied by 2 on the bottom, is going to get us to 100. So now if we work backwards, we can just use these. We can do blank over 1 equals 100 over 4. So we know that 1 times 4 is 4. So up top, it must be 100 divided by 4, and that gives us 25. So if we know for 25 miles are driven for every 1 gallon of gas on car A. And we know that if we can keep filling it in, we see that it's going up. So if our ratio is 25 to 1, go 25, 100, 200, 300, 400. So then we know for this one right here, it goes 1, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So if we compare all three, car A drives 25 miles, car B drives 28, and car C drives 27. So B would be the most because it would drive 28 miles on 1 gallon. So for number 10, we can see that for every 4 cups of white flour, there's 5 cups of whole wheat flour. So we know our ratio is going to be 4 to 5. We can take these two and we can do 4 over 5 equals 8 over blank. So we know that 4 times 2 equals 8, so then it has to multiply by 2 on the bottom. That gives us 10, and we can keep going up. 15, 20. Now we just have to graph it. So for 4, we'll go up there. For 8, we'll go up to 10. For 12, we'll go up to 15. And then 16, we'll go up here, and that will create a line. So for number 11, we just need to see what point on the graph represents the number of cups of sugar that will be used with 8 cups of flour. So if we go down here and find 8 cups, and we just line it up with sugar, we can see that for 8 cups of flour, we need 2 cups of sugar. So we can see that in this problem for number 12, Ishwar can read 5 pages in 15 minutes. So we can read 5 pages in 15 minutes. And Anne can read 15 pages in 1 hour, which is also 60 minutes. So we can see that Ishwar has 5 pages for 15 minutes. We're trying to figure out how long it will take him to read it, how much longer it would take. So we can put that over 60. So I know 15 times 4 is 60. So 5 times 4 is 20. So we know that he can read 20 pages in 1 hour. So now if we take Ishwar, if we take 300-page book, divide that by, it takes him 20 pages for 60 minutes. That'll give us 15 hours. And then Anne 300-page book takes her 15, so that'll give her 20. So we can see that it will take 15, the difference between 15 and 20 is 5, so we will see that it will take Anne 5 hours longer to read the 300-page book.